of that night that I had was when I ran into my good friend Lonzo Gardner, which all of you know him as Milky. Milky gave me an encouragement. He's like, Billy D, man, I see you on Facebook. You doing your shows. You doing this. You doing that. And he said, you know, you were probably one of the best DJs around here, but nobody never gave you a chance. And I see you were doing your thing. And I thanked Milky. Didn't say no more. Shook his hand, gave him some love, got back into the rental car and headed back towards where I was staying. And I said, you know what? This makes me feel good that finally, when nobody else encouraged me, when nobody else wanted to hire me, when nobody else wanted to even tell me that they were proud of me, I come back to the Mon Valley, and one person that I did not expect to see told me that he was proud of me. So as I was driving through Monessen, going through Bell Vernon, and getting ready to go up 70 to New Stanton, I looked around, and the same Walmart is there. The same Gabe's, the same Ollie's, the same everything. And what I don't understand about the Mon Valley, you got almost 7 brand new motels in Bell Vernon. Who the hell is going to stay in Bell Vernon when you got nothing going on in the valley? I don't understand that. But that wasn't the reason why I was there. The reason was not for me to see what was going on, but the reason that I believe that God allowed me to be there was for me to appreciate and fall down and thank him today for what I did see that I didn't see back in the day. So again, those people, I'm thankful. And another person, there was one particular person, and I'm going to put it to you. There was a lady in Monessen by the name of D. Miles Anderson. Now, I've been knowing D over 20 years. I never had a problem with D. I never had a problem with her mother. Matter of fact, when her mother, Miss Teeny, was alive, first thing that would always come out of her mouth was that you should have been my grandson because I should have married Jackie. So that was always a running joke between me and Miss Teeny. But D, let me tell you something. If you happen to be listening to this show, I've heard about your history with Mandan. That's between you, Mandan, and God. It's not up to me to judge you. I've got into long discussions with Willie about what his son is supposed to be doing. But you know what? Let me tell you something. For you to go back to Mandan, and while he was in a coma, you stayed at his side until he was the first person he saw when he got out the coma, he saw you. For me to be able to sit there with my brother, who him and I were friends 3 years before me and him became brothers in marriage, and he told me that he knew that there was a lot of BS going on between you and him, but he's thankful that you were there, and I'm thankful to you. I really am. You know, and if there's anything that I could ever be assistance of, all you got to do is let me know, because for you to have gone through the nonsense and the history that you did with Mandan, but to be able to be there for this man and bring him back to health, I don't give a damn what anybody say about you, because I'm going to tell you one thing. You are doing a lot more for Mandan than anybody else is doing, from my understanding from talking to Mandan. So I'm very thankful for you, and you are another reason why I came back home and I fell down, and thank God, thank you for allowing me to see what I see. And everyone else that I wanted to see, that I didn't get a chance to see, such as Dane. I'm sorry, I admit I didn't get a chance to see you. To Dane and to Miss Audrey Sloan, to those people that I would have seen, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to see you, but it was my mission and my inspiration to come to Monessen and see the few people that I saw. But once again, I just want to tell all of you today that being in Monessen, living in Denora, and for the year that I lived in Charleroi, it was a troubled time. Had I would have continued to stay in the valley, I probably would have lost my life. Had I would have continued to live in the valley, I probably would have wound up in jail. Had I would have lived in the valley, I would probably be dead. But God had a plan for me. God's plan was that when I finally was able to stand back and be able to see the blessing of a miracle and to embrace his miracle, not man's word, to be able to get to the point that I am today, that I can now fall down and give him all the praises, that's what saved my life. Because little did I realize I was a ticking time bomb, both physically and mentally. Ticking time bomb as far as my blood sugar. Ticking time bomb as far as the different physical things that I was going through. But I stand here today remembering not too long ago when my blood sugar was at the dangerous heights, plus 300, which is basically the next thing happening is a cardiac arrest or a heart attack. I remember there was a time not too long ago to where I didn't have a control over my mouth. I didn't have a control over my emotions. And yeah, I still have a quick temper. But at least this time, I'm able to stand back and think about what I'm getting ready to say. And 9 times out of 10, I apologize. But before, those who have known me, you knew how I was. But today is the one day. And it's not because of what man has said that this is Easter or what man says this is resurrection. To me, this is the first day of the rest of my life. Now, I pray that the things that are going on in my personal life, that the God that I know, the God that I love, and the God that I believe in, he will allow those situations to become a change. Because as I've learned, as I saw, and as I found out over the weekend, that when we begin to step back, when we begin to step back and believe the powers of deliverance of God, and when we begin to see them, instead of us rushing to the church and giving a long felt testimony in the pews, why don't you just sit back in your house and fall down on your knees and give God the thanksgiving, give him the praise? Because just like those of us that are parents, we are proud when our children does something, but we are much more prouder when someone else tells us, oh, you have a wonderful son, you have a wonderful daughter. So why don't we all step back? Just step back right now. Just step back and thank God for what he's giving you. I don't care if you're going through bad news. I don't care if your utilities are getting ready to get shut off. Your car got repossessed. Your wife or your husband just walked out on you. But if you are sitting here today and there is one thing that you can say that God has delivered you from, even to wake up, just like a good friend of mine last week, as I do, and all of you know, all of the people that I care for, I send you a good morning text, whether it's on Facebook Messenger or whether it's on my personal phone. I make sure 10 people each and every morning I say good morning to them. But my one friend, I said good morning. How are you doing? Oh, I'm very blessed. So I went back and I told her. I said, you know, you were blessed when you woke up. Those people that are blind, feeble, handicapped, can't see, can't talk, can't walk, they blessed too. And she came back to me. She said, well, I'm different because I'm blessed and highly favored. I said, honey, let me tell you something. You ain't no better than me. You ain't no better than your neighbor. Just take it like God woke you up this morning and take the blessings that you gotten from this morning and give it to somebody else. So to all of you today, and I could go on and on and on with telling you stories about the valley, but I will tell you all today, on this day, April 1st, 2018, I start off my day, I'm free again. Because it's been a long time since I could finally feel emotionally and spiritually that I'm free. But to all of my friends, such as Bonnie, such as Cherry, such as Glenette, such as Mandan, such as Dee, such as Linda, such as Dane, my stepfather Willie Bronson, especially my girl Mona. And Mona, let me tell you, if you would listen to this show, honey, I'm so sorry that I didn't catch up with you. I really didn't. But I didn't want to come into Denora because I didn't want to run into no confrontation with Debbie Littleton. And I'm so sorry because you have been my friend ever since Scooter and BJ and Matthew used to play ball. You will always be my friend. You are the one of few people, you and Dana Ross are the two people that I know that I wish y'all was my sisters, because I got some personal shit up here in Detroit that I need for y'all to handle it. But to Monique, to Dana, to those people that I didn't get a chance to see, I'm sorry. But if I ever get a chance to come back to the Valley, trust me. Trust me this time. You will be the circle of the people that I will see. But the rest of y'all that didn't like me, and you still don't like me, only thing I could tell you is I love you. And I'm going to keep you in my prayers. Because like it says on my profile, without critics, you have no success. But let me put it to you like comedian Cat Williams says. If you know you got 14 haters, why are you sitting your ass around? You need to get 28 haters. If you only got 30 haters, you need to get 60 haters. Because for every hater you have, that means you got one more step to go for success. But this time in my life, it ain't about man's word. It ain't about showboating. It ain't about the ratings. It ain't about the money. It's all about me again. So to all of you, I love you very, very much. Once again, to the people that I mentioned, I want to thank you. And I want to thank you for your hospitality. I want to thank you for your friendship. I want to thank you for watching over me while I was there. But most importantly, I want to thank those people who watched over my kids, especially one person who probably is not listening to this show, but you tell him when you see him. To Gary Treader, I'm thankful for you, because while you were a police officer in Menneson, you made sure that Matthew and BJ were safe. But until we meet again, I'm Detroit Billy D. I love you all. And to the people of Menneson, Pennsylvania, if you want your city to become a city again, the journey starts in your house. Have a great day.
Time to get our groove back. Back to life. Back to reality. Feeling free. Releasing all our inhibitions. Time to get our groove back. You know what I'm saying? Well, memories, they flood my mind. As the sun, it begins to shine. Reminiscing on the days gone by. Do you remember those happy times? But I'd give anything to be back there. Well, just to celebrate those happy years. Taking time to unwind, just following your mind and leave your troubles behind.
Knowing the power of the positive and higher things. Feeling a desire to go drifting on a memory.
Detroit bad boy. Bad boy. Detroit bad boy. Billy D. In the mix.
Before I get up out of here, I have a song that I want to dedicate to Chester artists, DJ Smoke, Carol Grogan, the rest of the Littletons that are alive, and all of my haters in the Mon Valley. But once again, I'm Detroit Billy D. I love you all. Until we meet again, thank you for listening. But this song best explains how I felt